Hello, everybody. I am some old guy with MS. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. This video is a little bit late, but last week, during the week, we had St. Patrick's Day, and as always, as usual, when there's a special day, I guess, they usually get some kind of musicians in for the day. Well, not the day, for the event. And they did that for St. Patrick's Day. So what they do is they wheel ones like me that want to attend into the NPR room where the musicians play. NPR, multi-purpose room. Yeah. So the activity aide, she wheels me in. The two musicians are there already, one tuning up the guitar and the other tuning up the violin. And they're both Chinese women. One kind of young, one probably in her 40s. So I said to the activity aide, I don't think they're Irish. No, I don't think they're Irish. And she laughed out loud and she says, no, they don't look it, do they? But then they played a bunch of Irish songs, some other songs, and actually they were quite good. I really did enjoy it. And then, went like it lasts about an hour. Then afterwards, when the activity aide is, bring me back to my ward, she sort of says to me, well, these days, they actually could be Irish. And I had to say, yeah, you're right, they could be. So anyway, it was kind of funny. It was a good, it was a good hour. Well, it was just, it was an hour, but it was good. It was a good hour. Yeah. And anyway, so they did some trivia about St. Patrick. Did you know he actually was an Englishman? And, in like, I guess, God or whatever told him to go to Ireland and, I guess, preach to the people. But St. Patrick's claim to fame is apparently he drove all the snakes out of Ireland. which is pretty good. Of course, it makes me wonder, are there snakes there now? I think that's a good question. Maybe I should ask Alexa. Alexa, are there snakes in Ireland?
Though legend states that St. Patrick drove the snakes from Ireland, in truth Ireland's island status is the reason why it has no snakes. Ireland was too cold for snakes to live in during the Ice Age, and none managed to settle there before it separated and became an island.
So it sounds like there still are no snakes in Ireland. So maybe there were no snakes before St. Patrick's, but who knows? Anyway, yeah, that's it. So, and then later in I think that last week, we had a power outage. And usually when there's a power outage, the standby generator comes on. But for some reason, it didn't come on properly. And it went from 2 a.m. till 2 in the afternoon the next day. And my bed's got like an air mattress and a air pump that kind of rotates and keeps it inflated. And the damn pump started beeping. So I got the carried for the night to come in, and she pressed something, and it stopped for a while. Then about 5 minutes later, start beeping again, and this went on like all night. And then they got me up early because my damn bed is beeping. And actually, I was very lucky. It did not completely deflate, but it was beeping. So they got me up, I don't know, probably about 7:30. And they took me into the TV room. And the strange thing is, TV was working, but only on the only YouTube. So we watched some kind of stupid YouTube. And then like the 2 in the afternoon, like I said, they got it fixed. But apparently it was only our building. It wasn't the whole neighborhood. Wasn't even other buildings on this campus, I guess. And apparently, you're not going to believe this. Down in the electrical room or wherever the electrical room is, apparently, this is kind of gross, there was a rat that got stuck in something, and it kind of tripped the power. So the thing is, power was not really out to the building. So the building somehow this rat screwed stuff up. Of course, it got fried, so there is some justice in the world. Yeah, anyway, that was last week. So this week has been better. But of course, the Canucks are still losing. I think they're dead last. I mean, you really can't do worse than what the Canucks are doing. So that was just one of my carries, asking if I had called. And I had none. I'm talking to you guys. So anyway, I think that's probably about it for this video. So keep on trucking. I don't really have any jokes for you this week. Well, unless I tell you this kind of terrible joke. My wife's name is Irene. So, what do you call a lady with one leg? Eileen. What do you call a lady with... No. What do you call a Chinese lady with one leg? Irene. Yeah. My wife is Chinese. And Irene. Anyway, that's it for this week. Well, that's it for, this week. So talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Show numbers 8.